reason why I'm able to ride waves the way I ride waves and do what I do is because I have partners like Dave and Derek. I'm only arriving at this level because I'm being driven by these guys to this level.
There's just no question that this guy is the best big wave rider the world's ever seen.
Anytime they talked about the limitations of big wave riding, it wasn't riding the wave, it was catching the wave.
Because as waves increase in size, they also increase in speed. So the bigger the wave, the faster it's moving, the faster you need to be going in order to catch it. Buzzy and I had been playing around in the Zodiac all summer, doing flat water freeboarding. Right. And we were freeboarding in the summer, and then there was a little swell, and we were using swells for ramps, and then all of a sudden we started like taking speed and catching waves, and that's when the light went off one summer day, and then we were like, oh wow, we can catch waves. Wow, we might be able to ride bigger waves.
In December of 1992, Laird Hamilton, along with pro surfer Buzzy Kerbox and legendary North Shore lifeguard and Waimea Bay rider Derek Dorner, launched the surf at Sunset Beach in a 16-foot inflatable Zodiac. Neither of the three could have imagined that by the time they got back to the beach that afternoon, big wave surfing would be changed forever.
It wasn't like they were riding waves that were significantly bigger than guys had ridden. It was how they were surfing the wave.
This radical new approach of being whipped into a wave came to be called toe-in surfing.
You get the slingshot from the tow rope, you let go of the rope, and there you are on this beautiful giant wave with no one anywhere near you on this big giant board. There's no crowd there. Bingo.
Progress came quick as the trio swapped the clumsy inflatable for the faster and more agile jet ski.
With the jet ski, you can catch waves all day long and not even get your hair wet.
Back in 1987, North Shore veteran Herbie Fletcher, who for years had been exploring the outer reefs on a jet ski, towed pro surfer Martin Potter into a wave at Second Reef Pipeline. An innovative idea that surprisingly failed to inspire others, until 5 years later, when Hamilton, Kerbox, and Dorner revealed toe-in surfing's true potential.
In traditional big wave surfing, the boards were very large. And the reason for the size of the boards was to catch the wave.
Once you were in, you didn't need a big board. You were fine.
We didn't visualize what actually was going to take place until we went snowboarding. Ding! And if we could ride these giant mountains on this tiny little board, well, why couldn't we do that surfing?
Aided by renowned board builders Dick Brewer, Billy Hamilton, and Jerry Lopez, the trio chopped their boards by 3 feet. Then, drawing inspiration from windsurfing and snowboarding, they strapped themselves to their boards, providing control in the heightened speed and turbulence of riding waves over 30 feet.
The small board was really the big breakthrough. I think that's really where we shifted gears. All of a sudden now we really had the speed.
The liberation of paddling by motor suddenly opened up big wave surfing's next frontier. Now it seemed that riding any wave, breaking anywhere, at any size, was possible. Pe'ahi revealed itself as the big wave of the future, and within its awesome size and power, toe-in surfing came of age.
The biggest difference between this wave and Waimea is this is about 5 Waimeas.
Like Waimea and Mavericks, Pe'ahi featured its own crew of groundbreaking pioneers. In addition to Hamilton, Dorner, and Kerbox, were windsurfing champion Dave Kalama. Then, Mike Waltz, Pete Cabrina, Mark Angulo, Rush Randall, and Brett Lickle. Known as the Strap Crew, these boys rewrote the rules of big wave surfing by riding giant waves in a manner that was once the realm of sheer fantasy.
Now you're riding waves with greater speed than you ever dreamed of. I mean, it's like a dream. It's just like, oh my God, I'm on a perfect wave. I'm going 35 miles an hour. It's so fun. It's just, I better shut up.
Coming up on the ski and seeing these plumes of water going 100 feet in the air. And you can kind of hear the drone of the skis in the distance and stuff, and it looks like water world.
The first time I surfed at Pe'ahi, I remember getting so uptight on the way out, just going, oh man, you know, so much anxiety that I was thinking, Jesus, I'm not going to be able to surf. And I remember finally having to go, okay, shit, I guess this is a good day to die.
Challenging waves in the 50 and 60-foot range obliterated the concept of surfing as a solitary pursuit and rewired the rules of engagement.
I towed him onto this wave, and it was to the point where I almost said, don't let go of the rope. But when I looked back, he was gone.
Laird's wave at Chopu was the most amazing, single most significant ride in surfing history, more than any other ride. Because what it did is it completely restructured collectively our entire perception of what was possible.
You go through a surf magazine, you've seen Pipeline, you've seen Off the Wall, you've seen Waimea, you've seen everything, and none of it has any impact. But when that photo came out, it stopped everyone's heart, and they went, where and what is that?
I remember picking up that magazine and looking at that magazine and just going, man, that shit's impossible. You don't do that.
Normally surfers are dragging this hand along the face. Laird had to drag his backhand on the opposite side of his board to keep himself from getting sucked up in that hydraulic. You know, in the middle of that maelstrom, how did his mind say, this is what I have to do? No one had ever ridden as Laird rode on that wave before. And so it was the imagination of dealing with that unimaginable energy and coming up with the plan spontaneously. He couldn't practice.
I asked Laird, I said, Laird, why do you ride waves like this? Why do you risk your life riding waves like this? And he looked at me. This is a week after he did this. And he was kind of drained from the experience. He was very mellow and I think he was humbled by the experience. And he goes, Dad, I've trained my whole life for this. I don't want to miss an opportunity like that.
I don't want to not live because of my fear of what could happen.